Hey folks, Dust here with another map-related video from Battalion 1944 to kind of follow up the Vanguard video that I did, where I kind of made some suggestions on how the map could be improved. I thought the core of the map was great, but I just thought there needed some tweaks, and so I wanted to kind of put some suggestions out there, start a discussion, and see what came of it, and I guess we shall see as time passes. But I want to do something similar for Docks because this is another newer map to, of course, the map pool coming into full release. It's another map that I feel has some really good core components, but again, like Vanguard, I feel like there could be some changes made to make it a little bit better. And so just kind of wanted to put this out there, see what you folks thought, start some discussion around Docks, and just kind of go from there. And I might work on some other maps as well. Also, someone in my last video commented, you know, did I give myself enough grenades at 500? No, I didn't. So this time I gave myself 19,999 grenades. So take that. Not sure I was going with that, but just figured I'd throw that in there. But anyway, let's start with Docks. So we're starting on the attacking side, and one change that was already made in the latest patch was putting this wall here to stop allies from being able to scope people as they cross over towards the A-bomb site. I'm glad they made that change. It's something that I was calling for, and I think a lot of people were calling for, and so I'm glad that they went that direction. So already an improvement made to Docks since its original version, I guess, a full release. As we talk about the A-bomb site, there's really, I guess you could say, three main ways you can peek into the A-bomb site, but I guess technically four. One main way is if you get a smoke on mid, somewhere around there, which you can throw from spawn pretty easily, you can attack into this alleyway, and that is one way into the A-bomb site. Now, the other ways to get into the A-bomb site are going to be through the top of this red building, through this broken wall, lets you kind of get on the red roof and peek into the A-bomb site multiple different ways. And then the other main routes would be over here towards what a lot of people are calling Ivy, just because of the Ivy that grows here on the side, and because Ivy is kind of a popular Counter-Strike call, so a lot of people have kind of carried that over, which makes a lot of sense. The stairwell also can take you back up. And then you can obviously take peeks onto the A-bomb site actually from this little kind of 10 catwalk, which gets called 10 by some people, or catwalk, or top Ivy and bottom Ivy, whatever you want to do. So these are the kind of the main ways speaking to the A-bomb site. Now, I think that the A side of the map is actually the best side of the map, and I actually like the site quite a lot. Really, the biggest problem I think with this bomb site, if it were to be improved, if there were any changes I could make to this bomb site, it would be, for me, limiting the power of this headshot angle that Axis have by playing up here. It's really, really hard to clear someone off this spot. If he's just kind of watching this, or he can kind of watch both, to be honest, from here. It's really, really difficult to hit him. He can easily kind of fall back and regen. Obviously, there's nades you can throw over the red roof that will land on this stairwell and potentially kill him, or at least temporarily push him off, but he can pretty much reclaim it pretty easily. So that's really the only problem I have with this bomb site. I actually otherwise like, you know, how it has kind of the closet and the main box area for cover, and how you can peek into it. And this little half wall for rotation for retake is good. And so, yeah, all in all, I really like the A-bomb site. The only thing I really want to change that's core to it is this headshot angle over here. I really wish that it was a little bit weaker. I'm not sure if it's just to completely remove that stairwell and replace it with something else, like a bigger box or something, or if there's a way to just kind of lower this to make it to where it's a little bit harder for him to peek at some of these areas. He'd expose more of himself, so I'm not really sure. Another thing, and this is not that important, but I actually think would be a quality of life improvement for the A-bomb site, is changing colors for some of these buildings. I mean, I like the color scheme and the overall theme of this map, but I'll be honest, it gets really confusing when people are trying to make calls, because this is obviously red. It's kind of a pale red color, and a lot of people call this red because this is kind of the main area that will get peeked from for allies, excuse me, as they're attacking to the bomb sites. A lot of people wanted to call this red, but some people call this building red, even though it's not really red. It's more of kind of a pale orange, or maybe even pink. I don't know, like people see colors differently a little bit and would call things that are a little bit on a border region different colors. You can even maybe say this is kind of a peach color. Also, depending on people's video settings, it might look different. So yeah, sometimes people get confused and call both these buildings red, and that can be really complicated for communication purposes. Obviously, you don't have to rely on colors for calls, but it feels like people naturally have kind of based their calls off of colors. Also, both this building and this building are yellow. Some people have gotten around this by kind of calling this like artillery or machine gun because of the big gun on top of the building, and some people have called this gold and this yellow, so or mid building and keep this yellow, or the other way around, this is mid building and this is yellow. So I've really seen the calls be kind of all over the place, and I feel like one way that you could make it easier on people is just to change the colors up, like keep this red, maybe change this building's color to like a light green or a light blue or a light purplish color. I don't really know. That way it's separate from the mid-yellow building. And then kind of same thing with this building here. Make it to where it's nowhere near red to be confused with this red. And that would make communication a lot easier. Obviously, if you're colorblind, this won't help you at all. And you have to come up with different names for these houses anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it'd be a nice little quality of life change to change up the colors. And maybe if people want to choose that route to determine how they communicate different spot names, it'll make it easier for them to do so. So that's that. As far as mid goes, again, I think it's fine. Definitely have some cover that you can work up to. Definitely can smoke it off to get to this alleyway, or maybe even to get to this archway. Coming up this way, you got the little market area here, which close range battles can take place. There's top and bottom yellow that can be peeked from, as well as this generator, or even kind of aside the spawn wall. So there's a lot of opportunities for different sniper battles to break out between the two spawn points and down mid various different ways. Also these different balconies that you can peek out of. So all in all, I think mid is structured just fine. I wouldn't really change much about it. I think it's cool. Obviously, you can make some different jumps where you come out this window to get here, and so there's some different movement mechanics, as well as just playing the ruse and how that plays out. So all in all, I wouldn't really change too much about mid or anything like that. I think everything here is totally fine. Now, the one major area, and I feel like this is, again, very similar to Vanguard, is that I really hope that the B side of this map can change. B is where I feel like the work needs to be done. And I think A is a fairly open bomb site, so you could feasibly fix B by making the bomb site inside the building itself and just kind of rearranging the building to make it more kind of friendly to attacking, or at least make it a little bit more balanced. Because really the main problem that you run into is this is so hard to push as an attacking side. Basically, Axis are able to get up the stairwell pretty much for free and be able to kind of just chill up here and watch pushes, or maybe even take fights from up here. Obviously, there are a couple of different angles that attacking side can take. I've seen people like prone on this floor, for example, and get picks. And don't get me wrong, if people are going up that stairwell, you can kind of catch them. You know, you can quick run to this spot up here, and if you have a scope or something, you can kind of catch them as they're going up the stairwell and maybe get a tag or a hit on them. Or if you're able to get down here and kind of beat them, you might be able to get a hit on them, but usually they're going to make it up the stairwell and be able to really hold that off. And if they do, it's so hard to attack into it because they can, you know, at any point kind of peek you from the stairwell or peek you from up here. People can be, you know, hiding in these different corners like here or over here, or people playing inside this building, or, you know, people playing inside the site itself. So the amount of things that you have to go through to ever get anywhere near the B-bomb site seems a little bit rough. And so I think one way to do it is to restructure this building entirely. You could maybe even feasibly make the bomb site inside this building. But even if you didn't, I feel like you need to kind of rework this building some way to help it be a little bit easier to get into this B-bomb site. Another option that you could take if you didn't want to change anything about this building or how the site's constructed already is you could add another route into B. Because for right now, this stairwell right here seems kind of useless. Like, I mean, it's kind of a spot you can hold B pushes from, or try to, you know, just kind of hold rotations and cut off stuff. But in reality, it just doesn't seem very useful. So you can either get rid of it entirely and create like a new stairwell over here somewhere that leads to some type of back way to the B-bomb site, or start a back way to the B-bomb site from the stairwell going forward, like through these buildings and stuff, although that would be kind of long. And then maybe it could come into the bomb site from, you know, either here or here or something. I don't know. Just kind of open up some options towards B, because right now it feels like way too claustrophobic, way too many angles to clear, way too many tight corners. And in general, I just don't like how this side of the map plays out nearly as much as I like the way mid works and how the A-bomb site works. So again, similar to Vanguard, I feel like the core of the map is fine. It has some great fundamentals. I like the theme. I like the colors. I like just the overall structure, but I just feel like there's something wrong with this B side of the map. Something needs to be redone here. It doesn't need to be completely scrapped and thought over, but maybe, again, just restructure the building in some ways, or add a new route to the B-bomb sites, or just find some way to make it less claustrophobic. And then again, changing some building colors could be quality of life improvements, and dealing with this headshot angle could be a way to help out the A-bomb site a little bit as well. But all in all, I actually like Docs quite a lot. I think that they did a pretty good job laying down a foundation. Just some little tweaks could make it a little bit better is all. So I hope you folks enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe for more content. Catch you next time.